there was some controversy surrounding the game after the match. And it was something a lot of people saying to me, Terry, the first goal was offside. And I didn't really react to it. I said, no, it wasn't. I mean, VAR obviously checked it. But there's a lot of footage that's gone around claiming that Arsenal were robbed, Spurs were robbed. And there's one picture that's got lines drawn on it very accurately that show that KDB was offside. There's a reverse angle picture from the exact same moment that's now been released that Sky Sports didn't show, or the TV companies didn't show live, that makes him look offside. What's your view on this, Mo? Is this sour grapes from Arsenal fans, or do you think there is the chance here that VAR has made a mistake again with their lines?
There's no controversy. Like, listen, in my opinion, I'm not going to go into conspiracy theory. It looked offside to me earlier. It looked offside, and I don't want to say things that it's about conspiracy and all this stuff. Normally, this is how it goes, and I'm gonna let Hussam go. Normally, this is how it goes. The people that produces the Premier League games know what was trending. Once that goal scored, offside word was trending. Normally, what happens in games, 2-3 minutes later, you would see the image of the lines come back. They would tell the people, we need the lines to shush everybody, to silence people. But 2-3 minutes went in, and that thing died, and the game restarted like 30 seconds after, and I haven't seen the picture of shushing me or shushing everyone that it's not offside. That happens in Liverpool game, that happened in every... You remember when they made the mistake in Liverpool game? They never showed the picture. Do you know why? Because they knew the mistake happened, so they didn't want controversy. You know what I mean? Normally, that happens in games everywhere. In Italy, by the way, that happens. When they do something wrong, they don't show the pictures because there is no evidence that we're right. If there was, I want now the PGMO, and I don't know if this offside or not, this image is not or not. I want this image. I want the PGMO to show me the lines that were drawn, because every goal is checked in the VAR room, and I want to release the communication between the referees, right, to tell us how did they come up to this decision. And it's very simple. I'm not accusing the PGMO of anything. I am not sitting here and telling you it was offside or not. All I want, as you released the Arsenal free kick in Newcastle, the penalty about Odegaard's handball, the Liverpool thing, the mistake you made, I want to release the audio, tell the world it was not offside, you're all deluded, we didn't make a mistake, there was no catastrophic error, this was offside and you're all deluded. Show us the lines and show us the audio. Release it, PGMO. It's a simple, I don't know if it was offside or not. It looked borderline. I don't know. It looked borderline. That's it.
I'm gonna say this.
Yeah.
I've been calling this out since August. No one interrupt me because I'm about to lay the smackdown on this crap refereeing association. Whether people like it or not, the referees have played a role in determining who the Premier League champion is. Fact. No one can deny this. Doku delivered the sweet chin music to McAllister in the chin right in front of the goalkeeper, and a penalty, and right in front of the referee, and a penalty was not given. Yes, that goal is offside. 100% it's offside. I'm not saying City don't deserve to win the Premier League. I'm not saying any of that stuff. But City are the one club this whole season that have not had a single big decision go against them. They have not had a single big decision go against them in a big game. Now, some people might mention the Haaland advantage or the Grealish advantage against Spurs, but you know, all the Spurs centre backs are quicker than Grealish anyway, and they would have caught up to him. So it's not really anything, conspiracy like penalties and offsides and stuff like that. Let me give you the prime example when I first called this out. Onana had the Crystal Palace player dance in front of his face, but the Anderson goal was given. Manchester City play Fulham. Akanji was breakdancing in front of the Fulham goalkeeper, and the goal stood. Because City have different rules applied to them, whether you like it or not. Go watch back this season. Kovacic was not sent off away at Arsenal. If you guys remember, at the time, Rodri was suspended, I think, for 3 games or so. Rodri didn't even play in that game. If Kovacic got sent off, maybe they have to play someone else in midfield. Maybe it affects them furthermore as well in terms of the decisions. Manchester City this whole season have got away with all the refereeing decisions. 100 million% they've gotten away with all the refereeing decisions. VAR are afraid to make decisions against Manchester City. I genuinely don't know why. If they win this league title, I'm not saying they don't deserve it. However, for anyone to claim that refereeing decisions have not played a role in determining who the Premier League champion is, you're lying. You're 100 million% lying. And also, Arsenal away at Newcastle. Let's not forget that. That right there cost them points as well. So referees have been a part of making these decisions. And I still remember, like, after the Diaz thing happened against Tottenham Hotspur, where they wanted to implement the semi-automated style, the same one that they use in the Champions League and the Premier League, and they refused it. I wonder why they refused it. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Instead they want to draw lines using Microsoft Paint, hold shift and draw a line using Microsoft Paint and pause it at the specific moment that they like and have it, moved in as many frames per second as they like. Whether you like it or not, refereeing has played a role in Manchester City winning the league. That does not mean that they don't deserve to win the league. That doesn't mean that, they weren't the better team over the course of the season. But factually, the referees played a role in determining. And this, by the way, the offside, yesterday I noticed it. I couldn't bring it up on the Terrace match reaction because there were many people and I want to disrupt the show. But I saw this and I asked as well while I was doing my watch along why there wasn't a replay. But the reality is the referees have played the decision and a role this whole year in determining these things. That's just the reality.
I get where you're coming from. Look, after the game, there must have been about 10 people in my DMs. There must have been easily 50, 60 people on the show that said it looked offside. And I just said, look, it can't have been. That they check every goal. They didn't think it was offside. They would have checked it. It's frustrating. We should always be shown on the screen. And that's why I think next season when the automated checks come in, you'll probably find they show all of them in a quick replay, really easy. So I'm not calling foul on this one. I think obviously it's the day after the night before. There's a lot of unhappiness. There's a lot of anger. There's a lot of frustration from, Man United fans, from Arsenal fans, etc., that are looking for a reason to call foul. The images don't look good. I mean, there's the images that have had the lines drawn on them. When you look at these lines that have been drawn from the shoulder of Romero to the shoulder of De Bruyne, it appears offside. The opposite photo looks offside. This, for me, though, again, is just malpractice from the referees and the TV companies in terms of just not showing us. Because if they showed the lines and they showed they checked it, it would have been... And I think in a game as big as that, you always should make it make a point of actually checking it and showing us that you're checking it, because it removes all of this conversation. I think there's a bit of sour grapes today. I think people are trying to pull the rug from underneath Manchester City's feet. I'm not saying PGMOL haven't made huge mistakes this year, but I've seen them make mistakes against everybody, including City. They got a second goal against Liverpool that shouldn't have been disallowed based on their own standard they set a week earlier when they said that the push in the back of Gabriel isn't a foul. So I've seen even City get hurt with that this season. But the problem is that the process isn't clear. And because the process isn't clear, you always end up in this situation where there's a question mark. Now, look, I know that's handball, 110% from a few years ago. That's a handball. And we called that out at the time. And every City fan and every fan in England, every fan in the world knows that was handball. But when it comes to this offside, all I'm going to say is this. Somebody else has drawn those lines. So I don't know whether or not it's accurate because I'm not the person sitting there making it. The reverse angle looks offside. But we've seen many still shots from TV screens that look offside. They draw the lines and they're onside. So I'm in the position where I want to be neutral on this and say I agree with Mo. Release the footage. This is where the PGMOL can shut down any calls of conspiracy. They can shut down any cries for cheating. They've got the audio footage there now. Release it. It's going to be, a 2-minute clip because they made the decision quickly. Play it. Show us what you did. If they turn around and go, actually, we thought it was onside and we didn't check it, we've now just run the check and, oh, my God, if we'd have drawn the lines, it would be offside, then there's a point. But what I will say in defense of these allegations, I remember when Arsenal fans last season said the lines weren't drawn to show that Tony, whoever it was offside in the Brentford game. and we all said that Arsenal fans are conspiracy theorists, and it turned out they forgot to draw the lines. We all said that when it turned out that VAR had made the mistake against Liverpool this season, where they didn't follow protocol, we all said when that first rumor came out, no, that's just Liverpool fans being bitter. And it came out that it was. So we can't pretend that they haven't made mistakes before. We can't pretend they haven't followed procedure before. So for me, this is the claim that's going around. If the PGMOL have genuine integrity, answer it. It takes you 2 minutes to go onto your Twitter account and put a post out. Just share the footage. Show us that it was checked and done. I think they probably did check it. I think they have done their due diligence. I don't think there's any foul play here. But these images say differently. And normally when it's that close, you get like a forensic examination. So I understand the frustration. But yeah.
So are you saying that if they don't release the audio and you don't release the pictures, you're saying it was offside and they made a mistake?
No, I'm saying if you don't release it, then the question mark's always going to be there for conspiracy.
Okay.
You know, it's they say the moon landing was fake. There must be ways of proving it, right? There must be actual ways of stop. If you make something secretive and you close shop, that's where conspiracy grows from. Be open-ended about it. There should be nothing that they're not willing to show the audience. So show the audience in this case. So I think it's onside. I think when you see the lines are drawn officially, I reckon it's just onside. I
actually don't know, but I'm going to tell you what I think happened. They made a mistake. The linesman was sure, and he told them he's onside, and he didn't check it. The reason why, it's very close in front of me, and I have seen procedure of drawing lines, and it took longer than 30 seconds. The game restarted in about 45 seconds or 30 seconds. I don't know. By the way, I am not sitting here and saying it's onside or offside. I just think it was not checked.
You don't think they've also you don't think they've actually checked it?
I actually don't think it was checked. I think this is
then that's even worse.
No conspiracy, nothing.
That's just being you're saying they're crap at their job, basically.
But they have been against Liverpool and they have been against other teams. But these people have shown us all year sometimes that there is a massive miscommunication that is happening between the referees on the pitch and the referees in the VAR room. This has happened before. It has happened with Brighton. It has happened with Wolves. It has happened with Nottingham Forest.
With Burnley, who got relegated because of it.
I am not saying that there is a conspiracy theory here. I actually can't tell you for sure if it's onside or offside. I actually don't know. It looks borderline. Am I wrong? All of us can say that.
It is close. I think it's onside, but it's close, yeah.
Exactly. Okay, you think it's onside. Other people think it's offside, right? I'm not saying Man City cheated or anything. All I am saying is that there is a process that is known to everyone in the league about checking the lines. The process might not have happened because you haven't shown us the pictures. Silence the people that are saying Man City won the game with an offside call. Silence Osam. Show us the picture so Osam will not go on the stream next year and say it was handball. It was an offside. Silence Osam. Silence everyone. It's a very simple job. You checked it. You followed the procedure. Show us. Show us. Simple.
Do you know what? It's really interesting. I mean, if it ever came out that they didn't do the checks, I think, I mean, again, it depends on what football team you support, because some people wouldn't care because they're just happy that Arsenal aren't winning the league. But it would send absolute, I mean, I think it would end VAR. So maybe if they haven't checked it, then they're not going to release it. But then the question marks remain. You know, if you've done your job, and you've done things, it's like my business. I've got auditors that have come to audit the football terrace. My bookkeeper and my accountant are handling it. I have no concerns and worries because we do it all legitimately. We like, there's nothing I have zero concerns about the business having auditors coming into it. It's just like great because we do everything right. It's all on zero as well. So it's there. It's like great. I've got no qualms of sharing that. Oh my God, what about this? What about that money that's been tucked away there? And what about the Swiss bank accounts? I've got nothing to hide. So therefore, come inside, have a look. That's my view on these things.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So just share it. Like, I think it's onside, but just show it for God's sakes. Just show the damn thing, and it would end things.
And if they had the guts to show how bad they did of a job at Liverpool and Spurs game, show us this. Bro, at the Liverpool and Spurs game, that was one of the worst communication that happened between the referees and VAR room. Show us what happened. Don't be shy. Show us what happened.
No, I agree with you on that. 110%. They should be doing it.